This tutorial is for the case study budgeting for the worldwide block. The first thing you'll want to do is go into your assignment, download the Word document and the Excel document, and when you pull them up, it'll look something like this. Put them next to each other and it'll help you go through the whole project one by one. The first thing we need to do is remember that in English-speaking countries that a decimal point and a comma are different than those in many other countries. A comma separates the place values and the decimal separates the ones from the tenths place value. So if you're in a country that uses the opposite, just make sure you switch them. And you can do that with your system as well so that Excel will work. Let's go ahead and move to this one. So we're going to understand the problem by reading through the study of Juan. I'm not going to read it now so that you can go ahead and work on it on your own. It also gives you the opportunity to have some critical thinking and brainstorm. The next part will be to complete your spreadsheet. I'm also not going to go through everything on this, but just to give you some tips and tricks. The first thing we want to do is find how much Juan spent in each of these categories for his January budget. You'll notice that I highlighted ones that are transportation, and that's just for my benefit, and if you wanted to do that, you can as well. I'll show you how to highlight them for groceries. So I'm going to one left click and hold inside this cell, and then keep holding it down to highlight that. Then press Command or Control depending on if you have a Mac or a PC. Then we will find the next groceries. Click inside the groceries, one left click and hold it, and then drag it over to highlight, and then unclick and find the next one. One left click, pull over, and then unclick, and I'm still holding down my Control or the Command button for those of whether you have a Mac or a PC. A Mac uses Command and a PC uses Control. Then we can go up here and we can change the fill color just so that you can see that that's where the groceries are, and that might be helpful so that you don't miss them. Now I didn't go through all of that because there's some more down here, but you get the idea. Now we're going to find the total for these three that Juan spent in January. You can do this by adding all of the total or all of the amounts here in the spending record. You can use a calculator, you can do it by hand on a paper, but I'm going to show you the fast way, which is to use Excel. Excel can work like a calculator, and to do that inside each cell, if you want it to work, you'll press the equal sign, and that automatically tells Excel that you want to calculate something. I'm going to go ahead and do what's called a cell reference. Notice as I move my cursor or my mouse around that it's suggesting all of the different cells that I could reference. I want to reference this one, and it helps me prevent any typos. So I'm going to one left click, and then you can see that it is referenced here. And that's called a cell reference. And I want a total of all of these. So I'm going to press the addition button or the add sign, the plus sign, and then I'm going to find the next one I want to add and cell reference here. Then I will add the next one I want to cell reference, and then add and find the next ones. Again, I'm not going to go through all of this because I want you to have the opportunity for the critical thinking and to have the excitement of when you press enter, and that's what we'll do to find the total. You'll notice mine is not correct, but when you press enter and you've done it correct, when you go to the How Did I Do button over here, this will have turned to green saying that yes, you added those all correctly. You'll do the same thing for groceries and for the other categories over here, and you can find those listed other down here, and you'll add those into here. Then you'll see at the end that Juan spent too much for what he wants. So we're going to move into February, which is completing step part 2 in your instructions over here in the Word document. We're given all of this information about what he spent in February so far. And you can see I've added it in here, but I didn't want to show you it all because I want you to try it. But I'll walk through the first one with you. The first part that it's given to you is the date. Then we know it was the money that went for this spending was to the landlord. we have the amount of 10,500 pesos. And since each of these are in pesos, we know that it was a cash transaction. Now, if you are unsure about the category, the expense category, you can go over to the budget here and find which one it will fit into. If you're confused, you can also go back to January and just verify what each of those things were. So in this case, you can see tithing went to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and that the expense category was tithing. That'll help you to separate all of the things that happened in the February budget. Once you've completed all of those, you'll see the totals show up in the actual amount. Now our goal is to change Juan's goal. So we're going to make some adjustments here for a new goal because he wants to have between $400 and $600. As you're making these adjustments, you'll put these in here. So you're going to list the categories, you're going to find the variables and the assumptions, and then down here, on number 3, we're going to adjust that February budget goal to be between 400 and 600 pesos. So as we make these adjustments, then you're going to tell right here what category you changed and how you changed it. Will this affect Juan's life and how it would affect it? And then how much money he has left. And then remember that the monthly cash flow, you want it to be between 0 and a positive number. Just make sure that it doesn't go in the negative because that means that he's in debt and he doesn't have enough. Lastly, you'll make some informed decision, and this will be your own critical thinking, whatever you want to. Brainstorm about what you can help him with his informed decision and evaluate your reasoning. Then you'll need to turn in the assignment. So before we close out, make sure that you save this and save the title. Sometimes it's easier if you put your name in the title and that it is found on your computer somewhere. Once you've completed that, then you will go back in and submit your assignment. So once you get to this point, you'll press Start the Assignment. You'll upload both your Word document with all of your edits and saved with your name in the title and the Excel spreadsheet. Then, if you have any comments you'd like to make, you can make them here in the comment file. You can also find any comments from the graders when you go into Grades, and then you can press on this specific title, the Budgeting Case Study, and then down you will find the rubric filled in your grades. As an instructor, I can't show you that part, but you can find it by pressing Grades and then going to, again, find this title, scroll down, and you will see the box that says that you have information in the feedback, which will be in the comments, and it will be in the rubric showing the breakdown of the points and what you did or did not get. Again, as you're working through your project, you can always check in the Excel spreadsheet if you did things correct. You can see that it's green if we've put it incorrectly, and it's red if it is not correct. And that's how you complete the budgeting case study. Good luck on your project.